Okay, so this is the Danfy Audio TE103 model with a 10-in-1 turntable, internal speakers, and FM player. And so we are going to jump into the box. But before we do, let me just tell you all of the things that it does. It does have a Bluetooth input. It has 3 speeds, has an aux in, has a mute button, has a USB port, it has a stereo sound, it has an LED display, also has an FM tuner built in, and also has a TF card, so you can put more information on the TF card. So we've done a previous model of the Danfy Audio, and people really enjoyed that video, so we're going to continue to do these. Again, if you want support, you can go to support25@163.com, or you can reach out to Danfy Audio on their website. So let's just flip this around, open it up, and let's get going. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna just pop this open. As per usual, we're going to get an instruction manual here. You can see this is the model number and kind of what it looks like here. And then you're going to get an extra stylus or needle with a protective case over that. So we're gonna flip everything upside down, and we'll get this plugged in and going. You can see there's the front right there, but we're gonna flip this over on its end. Move out of the box. So again, there's our back portion here. This. So we've got our power cord, line out, left and right speaker there. Turn this all the way around. And we're going to have the plastic coating on the dust cover. Pause this really quick and get the dust cover off. Okay, so we got the dust cover, that little plastic piece that goes on the dust cover. So we're gonna lift this up. We've got the power cord right that just plugs into the back, so we'll take care of that in a second. This is more for protection. There's instructions here. We've talked about this before with internal speakers and balancing for noise and volume. There's give right here in the actual table itself, so that the speakers, when they're bouncing, you get stability with your needle or stylus on the record. I've had a lot of people reach out to me since I've started doing some of these reviews saying, hey, leave that to the audiophile people. And the problem is not a lot of audiophiles are doing stuff like this. This, if you're an audiophile, is not the record player or the vinyl player that you're probably going to get, or the turntable that you're probably going to get. You're probably going to get a much more advanced or more expensive version. This is great for starters or people that have never had records before. So again, one of the things I love about Danfy Audio is they give you this kind of felt pad here to protect your records when they're on here. They also have these 3 pads here, these rubber pads that will also protect your records. I forgot to mention in the dust jacket right here, when I pull this down, or the dust cover, these 2 rubber pieces right here, so they protect the wood. When you pull this down, you also have this piece when you have smaller records that you could just twist off there, that you can put on there. So make sure you screw these back in. So we're gonna get this plugged in. You can see as we get close up, we've got our needle already, right, or our stylus that has a protective cover over that. So before we play records, we would want to take this off. Also unlock our arm there. We have an on-off switch. We have our speeds, 33, 45, 78, and connecting to Bluetooth. So I've been getting some copyright issues with playing these records on Amazon. And so I'm going to try and play a record that's old enough, or that probably is over or out of copyright. So it's a book on vinyl, The Old Man and the Sea. So let me see if I can get that started, and we'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so we've got our power on. This is new for us. This is an LCD screen here. We've got our power button here. We have our record, we have mute, we have repeat, we have forward song, back of song, we have play, we have our mode. So there's our Bluetooth mode. There's our
system that FADM on that, but it's always good to get a good perspective.
FM mode. And I'm grunge, so there's only one grunge station that we listen to where I'm from, and I'm not going to tell you where I'm from, but you'll probably guess it as soon as you see the radio station. A little bit, long way to go, almost there. So we're here, we're going to change the mode again to FM. That's actually picking up, and I don't even have the auxiliary. Okay. So speakers are actually really loud. And so we're going to pull the player out and play this. The record that we're going to play is this, the Old Man in the Sea soundtrack. This is the one starring Spencer Tracy. And again, this is recorded at 33 and a third RPM. So we will want to make sure that we adjust that when we put on our player. Needle. So got that on. Make sure that we've got our settings correct. And I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit. It was pretty high. If you've ever read this book, this is from Ernest Hemingway, Pulitzer and Nobel Prize winning author story, The Sailfish. I'm not going to ruin the story for you, but anyway, this is the soundtrack. And notice that we're playing this on 33 and a third, not 45, not 78. So the volume is really, really good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the record or stop the record and get to some Bluetooth and show you that function of what that sounds like. We'll do some copyright-free music with that Bluetooth. I really like this front interface. This seems just like a step up from some of the previous players that I have reviewed. And so I'm gonna hit the power button here. That must have been everything else. So we're gonna lift this guy up and set him over here. It automatically stops spinning when we're done. So we'll get a gradual release here. So we're gonna pause this, we're gonna go to Bluetooth, and then we'll get some music playing there. Okay, here we go. We've got some copyright-free music from Spotify, just a show playlist. A couple things that I've noticed too is about the tuner and the volume is the knobs have infinite knobs, so they can just keep going as we go through. So as we're playing this Bluetooth music, I'm gonna kind of walk you through some of the buttons and some of the options that you have on this. I wanted to make sure that we're here. So number one, right here, this is the tuner for the FM tuner knob. We've got the power on off button. Obviously, you've got the LCD screen right here. Mode, we can switch here, which we already showed you. You've got the volume knob here. This is the left speaker right here. This is the right speaker right here. We have the mute option, which other players that we have reviewed on this channel do not have the mute option, which I really, really like. Okay. We have the record button. We have the repeat button, which is kind of self-explanatory. We have the SDTF card here that you can kind of slide in there. So you could actually be playing music off of a SD card. You can also use a USB flash drive. Even if you got a really, really small one that had, 8 to 10 gigabytes, you could play a couple thousand songs with that. You have the aux in port. You have a previous track, next track. So you can actually control the music from the player, not from your phone. So those are a couple things that are really, really nice. When we talk about the player itself, you have the 45 adapter, which we already pulled off and kind of show you there where you need to put on that 45 adapter. I don't know if I have any 45s or not. I might. The Bluetooth setting, this is the BLTD. One of the things that gets a little bit crazy when reviewing a bunch of technology stuff on a channel is forgetting or remembering which Bluetooth device goes to which device. FM radio is going to go from 87.5 megahertz to 108 megahertz. And it does come with an FM, and I think I showed you in the back, but this cord right here, if you wanted to connect it to a better receiver, you could. So it's got this cord that you could actually put into a receiver and get a better signal, a strength signal from the FM player itself. And then as far as searching for channels automatically, when you go to the FM mode, and I'm not going to because of copyright, but when I go to the FM mode, you can long press on the play, and what it will do is it will automatically scan for FM channels available between the frequency that you're looking for. And it'll just have the first channel that is saved up. So you can also search for channels manually when you plus on mode, and then you just hit the tune button forward and backwards, and you can also twist these and go back and that way. So again, if the FM signal is weak, you can move the position of the antenna, basically, which is that wire in the back, and go through. So I think this is everything here that I wanted to show you about this player. Again, we talked about the built-in speakers, the aux cord you can plug into any kind of MP3 player, and then the RCA in the back, you're plugging into external speakers if you wanted to do that. And I actually have, on one of the devices that I have previously, I've done that, and I like the sound better from those separate speakers. It just sounds a little bit better than internal speakers. So if you talk to an audiophile, that's what they will basically tell you, is that external speakers or separate speakers are going to be better. You're going to get better sound quality and stuff like that. And the reason I know is because people that watch this channel and leave comments and stuff like that have told me that, which is something I did not know before that. So I love that feedback, as this is not something that I regularly do, is review record players. So there'll be a link below that you can find it, linked on, wherever you find devices like this. Thank you for stopping by.